simple, straightforward one. How many projects should you showcase in your portfolio?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's about projects is a way of measuring like pages.
Hmm.
So I think expecting anyone to spend like 15 minutes going through a 100-page PDF is unrealistic. So I think like keeping it to like between 10 to 20, I think is reasonable.
Yeah.
Like something like maybe 5 projects with 2 to 3 per. I think I I think it's also about like not having loads of text, not having like loads of images. Like uh, documentation is super important. So I think it's like if you taking the time to do really strong documentation for your work,
Mm.
don't make it like this big with like a massive like showy title above it. I think it's like let the work. So I think in terms of like the actual answer to the question, I think don't make it super long. And also maybe there's something about like tailoring your portfolio to the people that you're sending it to.
Mm.
Like if the studio's like a branding type place and you've got like a mix of projects that are not appropriate, don't show them because you're not going to help yourself.
Yeah.
In the same way that like if a client comes to you asking for a book, you show them book projects. So I think it's maybe about tailoring that as well, and not trying to show that you're kind of like you can do everything because that's not honest.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, two things to pick up there. One, this kind of idea, and I see it a lot with students, that they kind of feel as they're putting a website live or having a portfolio ready to share, that they
Mm,
kind of need to prove that they can do everything that they're doing
yeah,
great. And that is, I think, often that is a really like you say, it's not really the answer. It's not really what people are looking for,
no,
because the way it comes across is it's just kind of like, okay, but I don't know what you're into.
yeah,
Another thing, and I'm curious as to whether you guys do this at regular practice, but I often encourage our students to basically work on a master document, so that once they get into a system whereby they are, like you say, taking real care and effort in
mm,
documenting the outcomes,
yeah,
that they keep like periodically adding projects to that master document, and then every time they send a portfolio out, instead of like hitting everyone with everything, you just select maybe the, like you say, the 5 most relevant projects for that scenario. It
yeah,
avoids the situation of you having to start afresh every single time,
yeah,
and it gives you that kind of like flexibility to be able to react to different opportunities.
yeah. I think that's exactly it. But I think also like with like a master template, I think it's like designing a portfolio is not an exercise in showing off your design skills. That's not the, I would argue, not the point. Like
Yeah.
the work that sits within it is what's going to get you work that in the best way possible. And I think, in my opinion, that's like making the images as big as possible, and having like well typeset. Like it, don't do like weird hyphenation, and like make sure your spelling's good. Like I'm appalling like at spelling, so I have to make sure. But it's kind of like know that type of stuff that you need to do, and kind of do that because it's those things that people pick up on it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So in terms of portfolio do's and don'ts,
yeah,
don't overload it.
yeah.
Uh,
Don't overload it for sure. Don't
don't
put infographics.
don't put.
Absolutely do not put infographics of like your skill level of InDesign.
Oh yeah, the ones that have like an out of 10 rating.
Yeah, yeah. Please don't. Okay. Yeah, I think